Hi there, Sandra here from the Schwowin's Nest. I am so glad you joined me today. I have 3 adorable farmhouse decor thrift store flips that I want to share with you. I have had this adorable little chair sitting in my closet for probably almost a year now, and I decided it was time to get it out. I'm going to decorate it for spring, and I'm going to make it look farmhouse cute. So the first thing I'm doing, of course, as always, is using my Rust-Oleum linen white chalk paint, and I'm using my Bennett chalk paint brush, and I'm going to give it 2 coats. I picked this up at a thrift store for $1.99. I did like the muted yellow color that it was already, but seeing as I'm into the white with farmhouse, once I distress it though, it's going to look really cool with the yellow peeking through. Now that the paint is dry, I'm going to go ahead and take some 220 grit sandpaper and sand the edges, some of the spindles on the legs, anywhere where I think it would be worn off from regular use. If you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit that red subscribe button. It really helps me out. Then I'll dress it up for spring. This next project is half of this thrifted item. I got 2 of these for $2.99 at the thrift store, and it shows at the back here that you can put some pictures in if you want. It didn't come with any backing, so what I'm going to do is something a little bit different. The first step, of course, is Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white, 2 coats front and back. I'd like to thank all of my subscribers for coming in and watching what I do. I really appreciate your support. Thanks so much. I'm going to give this a shiplap look. So I found these contractor shims at Home Depot. There's a stack of them. There's a bunch of them that come in this package. They're really long. They do go thicker at one end to thinner at the other end, which makes it really easy to be able to cut it without a saw. I was able to just use my craft knife. Each picture frame area was going to hold 3 of them in width. I needed them to be just under 6 inches long. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark out 6 inches. I got 2 6-inch pieces out of each of these little pieces of wood, and then I'll be able to fit them in nicely. What I ended up doing was taking my craft knife and scoring it a few different times and then just snapping them. For the thicker parts, which I'm doing right now, I had to score on either side of it, but then I was able to snap it in half and then just clean up the edges with my craft knife. Here I've got all the pieces of wood just laying in to make sure that they fit, and I'm just going to use some hot glue at either end and glue them in. I'm going to paint them white, which will give them a shiplap look. And of course, I'm using my white linen chalk paint. I thought it would be really cute to use this stencil that was a Hobby Lobby buy for $2.99. And I'm going to put the chicken up at the top, the pig in the middle, and the cow down at the bottom. It's hard to see, sorry for the glare, but I'm just going to be using my pencil and trace these out because it's not a flat surface and I don't want to cut the stencils to make them fit in there. So I'm just going to do my best to press it in place and then trace it out. When I got down to doing the cow itself was big enough to fit right in that space, and I didn't have any extra area to put the words moo. So I decided to do something a little different with this one and put the words moo right inside the cow. I place the words in the middle of the cow's belly and trace them out. I'm going to use my Craft Smart oil-based pens. I'm going to start using the fine tip for the lettering, and then I'll be going through and coloring in the stenciled animals. While I was doing this coloring in, I decided to leave some little bits of white peeking through. That gave it more of a weathered look and more aged and rustic, and I really liked how it was turning out. Here's where things get a little bit different. You can see for the chicken and the pig, I've colored everything black. But for the cow, because I put the letters on the inside, I have to do things a little bit differently. So what I'm going to do is take my pen and just go around the exterior of my pencil lines so these letters stay white and don't get filled in black. As I'm going through the letters, anything that will be on the background, so in the letters of O, there's a little bit that is going to actually be the background peeking through. I'm going to go ahead and fill that in, but everything else is going to stay white. Once that's done, I just colored the rest of the cow in. The last thing I'm doing to this sign, which I think is turning out so adorable, is just giving it a bit of an enamel look. So I'm taking the large tip marker and going around the inside of the frame pictures and also the exterior of the frame. And I'm not doing a solid line, I'm leaving some white spaces in between so it looks more natural. The last project that I have for you today is this bread box. It was $5.99 at a thrift store. You could have it open traditionally where the door folds down in the front, but I'm going to flip it and have the door open at the top because there's a nice portion of smooth wood at the front side where I'll be able to put some additional embellishments. If you've been following me on YouTube, you'll know that the prep is the most important part. I did need to take some sandpaper and sand off just the top of this, which is actually the door. And it had some icky things on it. It had some varnish that was peeling off. So I just wanted it to have a nice smooth surface. I was debating on what color I should paint this bread box, but I came back to my go-to paint, which is the Rust-Oleum chalk paint in linen white. You guessed it, that's the one. And I'm just going to give it all 2 coats. I was dabbling with the thought of maybe painting it a light gray and then doing some embellishments in the white, but I just really like how clean and beautiful things look when they're painted white and you use black or gray decorations on it. I would love to know your thoughts on this, whether you're a white person like me or you like more color. If you're into the grays or browns, let me know what you think you would have done with this bread box. I'm curious to know. This is the area of the bread box that will be the front, and I've got these stencils that I picked up at Joann Fabrics when I was visiting the States a while ago, and I decided to do the Farm Fresh Market or Farmers Market stencil. So I'm going to take that off and I'm just going to use the Farmers Market words and the little embellishment on the top. I've taped it down in a couple spots using some painter's tape, and I've just made sure that the original white is really nice and dry. And now I'm just taking my Dollar Tree stencil brush and a dark country gray chalk paint and stenciling in. I'm not doing it really dark or really thick. I want it to be kind of aged and weathered, so I'm just gonna do my best not to fill it in too much. I want some of that white to be able to peek through. I just can't get enough of this reveal. Just taking that stencil off is amazing, and I know I say it in almost every one of my videos, but it's so true. I still get really excited to see the results. I had already washed the stencil when I decided to put that little embellishment, just those 2 lines and that little scroll kind of design on the top of the bread box, which is actually the door. I had so much fun creating these farmhouse style thrift flips. I hope you enjoyed the video too. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, comment, and share. Don't forget to subscribe, and of course, hit that bell to get notified when I upload new content. Thanks for watching.